What's going on, guys, and welcome to my 2021 March Madness bracket prediction. If I am so excited that college basketball is back. Um, it sucked we didn't have a tournament last year. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of college basketball. Month of March is one of my favorite times of the year because college basketball is big. You got tourneys, you got upsets, you got big games, you got teams you never heard of that you want to watch play. You've got championships you never thought you would ever watch on ESPN. You got players you want to look at for NBA. You have teams you want to look at to make sure you know what they're doing going into March Madness. And I have spent time and time getting everything situated and making sure that I make a bracket that I think is going to perform the best. Quick little side note: thank you to Outsiders Gaming and DonyellFreak. DonyellFreak's a great Twitch streamer over on Twitch, and the Outsiders Gaming is a great group that is put together of different Twitch streamers and content creators who have came together and made a great Twitch group. I have had the chance to communicate with some of their members, and they just have some of the great members. So thank them. I want to thank them. Thank both of them so much for this. Because other than this, I'd have to use like Sports Center or something. But these two, the individual in the group have put something together for everyone in the MLB The Show Twitch community to come together and enjoy this kind of time, even if it is just 2-3 weeks. All right, let's get right into the bracket. So, number one, we have Gonzaga versus Norfolk and Appalachian State. I'm not going to spend too much time on the easy picks, and I'm actually going to spend more time on some of the harder picks. So, a lot of the 8, 9, 5, 12, 6, 11, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on. 1-16, yeah, just give me Gonzaga, just give me Baylor, just give me Michigan, and just give me Illinois. Let's make that quick. That's easy. All right, so let me just get those four out of the way, and then we'll move on to 8 versus 9. Oklahoma versus Missouri. When I originally was going to do my bracket on Sunday night, I didn't get this chance right here to look at the team rankings. But because I have ESPN Plus, I actually can. So, they say that the biggest thing is to go with Oklahoma. Everyone's going with Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma. I got to watch a little bit of their games. They started off, they ended off rough, 0-4 to end off the season. Went to the Big 12 tourney. Didn't really play that well in the Big 12 tourney, to be honest with you. So, it's a little rough to see that this team had potential just 2 years ago when they had Trae Young, and now this team is not what they used to be. But they did play some good games. They beat Alabama, who is a top 10 team in the league. Kansas, they went 1-2 against Baylor. They only lost by 15. Texas Tech, they lost twice. They beat West Virginia, which is arguably a top 10 team in the league. But then you got Missouri. Oklahoma plays in what I believe is a harder conference in the Big 12, while Missouri plays in a easier conference, but they still had some hard games. But the one thing that I give Missouri over top Oklahoma is beating Illinois. Illinois is arguably the best college basketball team in the league right now. I think they're number 2 behind Michigan. We'll get on why I don't think Gonzaga is in just a little bit. But they also beat Alabama. They gave Arkansas some good fights. They gave Tennessee some good fights. They beat Florida, beat Oregon. This is a toss-up. I'm personally going to go with Missouri just because of the fact of some of the beats that they've done. All right, 5 Creighton, 12 University of California, Santa Barbara. Everyone is going UCSB that I've talked to just because of this. Let me just, when I think about this, I keep something in mind. You got to think of who plays in each conference. Creighton plays in the Big East. I can't even remember what conference University of California, Santa Barbara plays for. If you want me to be honest. I know that they won their title. Trying to make sure I can read this whole thing, see if I know where it is. Big West. They play in the Big West. That's right. So they don't play in a highly considered conference. They didn't play top 25 teams. No opponents with a top 75 net. So I don't personally understand where you see a team like this going farther than first round. If they do, that's great. But the other thing I got to put into consideration is Creighton just had a big loss to Georgetown, which might hurt them a little bit in this, but that also might put that chip on their shoulder of, oh, we just lost this Big East championship to a 12 seed in March Madness. Let's go ball out and see what we can do. So I'm taking Creighton. Virginia versus Ohio, this is one that also kind of sucks because Virginia is kind of dealing with a little bit of issues right now. And then they got destroyed by a couple teams. They were the best record in ACC. They had to stop because of a positive test. It looks like they are going to play. The rules for March Madness this year is you have to have 5 legal players to play a game. If you don't have 5, then you can't play. But by the time this video will come up, you already know if Virginia's playing or not, or if they've already been replaced. Because the deadline is actually tonight at 6 o'clock. But I'm going to go with Virginia. I like Virginia. I watched a little bit of their games. The one that I watched the most is that Gonzaga game, which I kind of feel bad for watching. But I like Virginia. I think they have a chance to go over Ohio. But anyway, USC versus either Wichita State or Drake. It doesn't matter who wins that game. USC has the Mobley brothers. Sorry, and Evan Mobley, Isaiah Mobley. They have is it Tinkle? Is that the coach's name? No, that's Oregon State. Wrong team. The problem with them is they've lost to Colorado, but they destroyed BYU. They beat us twice. If you guys don't know, I'm a UCLA fan. So USC kind of makes the obvious choice. Give me Kansas, even though they're dealing with the same issues as Virginia. I kind of feel like that Kansas is gonna be fine. It's only one test. Oregon versus VCU. This is another game that everyone's telling me is going to be an upset with VCU, but you also got to remember, VCU plays in the goodness, I know this. Nonetheless, VCU won their conference to get into this. No, they didn't. They play in the Atlantic 10. That's what it is. Oregon, Pac-12 team, plays in a harder conference once again. Played well, 20-6, 14-4 in the conference. They're gonna have that chip on their shoulder, being the 1 seed and losing to Oregon State. So give me Oregon and give me Iowa. We'll move over to the South region. North Carolina versus Wisconsin. Another hard game. Everyone's saying Wisconsin, but I just cannot go against that North Carolina team. Because you gotta remember, North Carolina started so bad this year, and they picked it right back up. They skyrocketed back up that ACC and squeaked in. They started off so bad. They beat Florida State and Virginia Tech. They have a great defensive area. They gave up 69, but they'll score 70, 75. Wisconsin gives up 64, scores 69. But the other thing is, conference-wise, top 10-wise, I'm going with North Carolina. Shout out my dude JoJo. Big North Carolina fan. Villanova versus Winthrop. This is one college I've never really figured out anything about. I've watched a little bit of film on them. There's nothing to watch. And this is my other situation with things is 17-1 in conference. That means you played 6 games who A was UNC and Furman in those 24 games, and B, remember, these notable results are within the top 75 in NET, which is the top 75 teams in college basketball. They don't play anyone. And this is my issue because everyone's like, oh, it's going to be an upset because they won their conference. You got to remember, a lot of these conference teams that are 12, 13, 14, 15 that won their tourneys don't play anyone. So I'm going to go with Nova. Nova also coming with that big chip off their shoulder from Georgetown as well. Give me Purdue. Give me Texas Tech. Shout out my dude Mac McClung. Give me Arkansas. Now this one's a good one. Both played well. Both did good versus top 25 teams. The issue with this one is Florida going to play with a chip on their shoulder because of Keontae Johnson. And VT's dealing with a certain issue. I'm going to go VT. Give me Ohio State. Moving on to the East Division. LSU versus St Bonaventure. This game is going to be a decently good one. Once again, St Bonaventure is in the Atlantic 10. So they don't play anyone too big. But let's also remember, I can't put that. I'm going to contradict myself saying that. But LSU, I just can't go against Javonte Smart. I love Javonte Smart. I love watching Javonte Smart. He's just so entertaining, and he's gonna ball out in that game. Colorado versus Georgetown. Georgetown is my Loyola Chicago, my VCU, my Xavier. That's my team that I think is gonna go far. That team is hot right now. That team just won a Big East at the 8th seed. That team is coached by an NBA great in Patrick Ewing. This Georgetown team is going to come out and just ball out. And you'll see how far I got them in just a second. Florida State over UNC Greensboro. This BYU MSU UCLA game. Shout out my boy Switch. It doesn't matter who wins this no matter who wins this MSU UCLA game, they're gonna be BYU in my opinion. Give me Texas. Give me Maryland over UConn. This is one that I'm very passionate on. Yes, I am from Maryland, but the fact that we can beat Illinois, or not we, the fact that I'm a UCLA fan, the fact that they can beat Illinois. I know that UConn has James Bonite, which is a big prospect. Doesn't matter. Maryland's got this. Yeah. Over here, Loyola Chicago, Georgia Tech. Give me Georgia Tech. They just won the ACC title. Tennessee versus Oregon State. Give me Oregon State. Oregon State, coached by Wayne Tinkle, Ethan Thompson, Jared Lucas. I think Oregon State's got this. They just won the Pac-12. They're 2-1 against top 25 teams, for that being a win against Colorado, and I think it was USC that they beat. Oregon State's going to come out. That's going to be a 5-12 upset. Give me Oklahoma State, Cade Cunningham, who I think is the best player in college basketball right now. You can argue that it's Luke Garza. Syracuse versus San Diego State. Can't say anything about San Diego State because they actually played competition this year. I'm still going to go with Syracuse, though. Give me West Virginia. Give me Clemson. I had to look at the top 25 for that one. And give me Houston. We're going to the round of 32. Give me Zaga. Give me Virginia. Give me USC. Give me Kansas not making it past the second round. Those Mobley brothers, man. They're just so fun to watch, and they're so dominant together. I just don't think Kansas is going to stand that chance. Give me Iowa. Give me Baylor. Give me Nova. Give me Texas Tech. Mac McClung, baby. And give me Ohio State. Down here, give me Michigan. Give me Georgetown. Georgetown, Sweet 16. I'm sorry, I love UCLA, but Texas is just too dominant. Give me Texas. Give me Bama. Give me Houston. Give me Virginia. This game, if this game actually happens, that's going to be a fun game to watch. But give me Cade Cunningham. And then give me Illinois. Moving on to the Sweet 16. Give me Zaga. Give me Iowa. Give me Baylor. Low-key. Here. Call me crazy. Give me Texas Tech. Give me Texas Tech in the Elite Eight. If you have not seen that team play, go watch some film. Texas Tech, underrated in my opinion. I've already said it. We'll come back to this game. This is going to be a good game as well. Ayo versus Cade Cunningham. You also got to throw in Kofi and Andre. Cade, Avery. Good defensive team. Illinois can score. So can Oklahoma State. Give me Illinois. Give me West Virginia. Give me Texas. See, I want to go Georgetown. But Michigan's just too dominant. Give me Michigan. So that leaves all 4 1 seeds, a 2 seed, 2 3 seeds, and a 6 seed. Gonzaga versus Iowa. Give me Iowa. Over here, Baylor versus Texas Tech. Give me Baylor. Give me Texas. Yes, give me Texas over Michigan. Give me Illinois. Give me Iowa. Give me Illinois. Iowa Hawkeyes is who I think is going to win this tourney. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Iowa's going to come away and make this good run. Going through some decent teams, too. But the big thing I want to talk about is I really do think this Georgetown team could beat Michigan. But I think Michigan's going to dominate that Georgetown team. So that's why I went with them. Texas over Michigan. The only reason I went here is because one thing I've noticed with Michigan is that they sometimes play down to their opponents. So I feel like what Michigan's going to play Texas, they're going to kind of underestimate Texas and put Texas in that Final Four. Illinois is just a straight through. I think their hardest competition through this is going to be this Oklahoma State game. Other than the Baylor game, of course. Baylor straight through. The Texas Tech game kind of hurt me. I want to go Texas Tech there, but Baylor is another team that's just way too dominant. Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech. I like Mac McClung. I like Kyler Edwards, but Jared Butler, is it Macayo? Teague. They're just gonna go through. Give me Iowa with the winning score of 81-75. And I'm going to submit that bad boy. There it is. And you know what? We're going to post this on Twitter. There we go. Our bracket has been sent. It is completed. I am going to pray that nothing happens at all. I could change them around if something does happen by tomorrow, or if something else does happen, I will go in and change it up. But this is it for this. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much watching my March Madness bracket. Leave your comments down below on how I did. Make sure you follow all my socials, my Twitter, my Twitch, my TikTok, all that down in the description below. Make sure you follow the Outsiders Gaming on Twitter and follow DonyellFreak on Twitch and Twitter. I'll put those in links below for putting these groups together. And make sure you join the Discord. That'd be down below. We always talk about streams. I'll be doing some March Madness watch parties in there. And yeah, appreciate you guys so much for all this. Hit the subscribe button if you new. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.